Hey class, in this video we will look at linear regression. So there's a lot on this screen, but I want to go ahead and just highlight what it is I want to focus on, the main vocabulary, which is finding the line of best fit, okay? The word regression and the correlation coefficient. Okay, so these three things I'll focus on in this video, and then we can take a deeper look in the next videos. Okay, all right, so line of best fit is when you have a scatter plot. Okay, we are trying to use technology like either a graphing calculator, or in our case the graphing calculator using Desmos. They'll calculate a line of best fit for these points. Okay, there's different types of scatter plot. You know, we've looked at them in this unit, but in this case, we're going to look at a line that we can draw. Of course, a line, you know, you can't make it go through all the points, but we can try to find the best one that would fit most of the points on a scatter plot. Okay, so the word regression is just the process. Okay, the word regression is just the process of finding this line. And remember, when we're writing an equation of the line, we write it in the form y equals mx plus b. As long as we can find a slope and then find the y-intercept, we have our answer. Okay, and then finally, the correlation coefficient just basically tells you the fit of a line. Oh, I thought that was a highlighter. How good the fit is, okay, to see if it's actually, we're not missing anything for the scatter plot. So a correlation coefficient, and Desmos will give us this data, that number that we want is going to be a number between 0 and 1. And if the number is between 0 and 0.5, we say that it is a weak correlation. If it's between 5 and 9, it is a strong correlation. If it's 0, it is definitely a no correlation. And then if it is 1, it is a perfect correlation. We'll see examples of those. Okay, so I'm gonna skip that page. We'll come back to it. We'll go to this page right here. So we have a table, and I already went ahead and graphed the points on here. If you want to pause the video and copy this down, you can, but I will go ahead and continue with the questions. I will go ahead and for this video, I'll go ahead and skip this. Because what I'm trying to do, these two questions, what I'm trying to do is find the equation of a line that goes through these points. Now, just looking at it, the correlation looks pretty strong, meaning that the points are not kind of scattered more. They're, you know, they're lining up pretty well here. So what I'm going to do in Desmos is find the equation of the line. So the equation of the line I'm going to write it here, y equals the slope times x plus b. So to finish the equation, I need to find I need to find the slope and then find the b. So these two numbers. Okay, so in Desmos, the first step is to put this table into Desmos. In order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and press the plus button right here and then plug in a table. It's going to tell me to put all my x values and my y values. x1, y1 just represents this table right here, because if I go ahead and put another table, it'll be the second table. So the 1 and the 2 are just kind of naming the different tables, but I don't need the second one. I only have one table, and that's what I'm going to use. It's important to know the x1 and y1 are here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and plug in the tables. I have 0, 3. I'm putting in only the x values. Okay, 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, which is these values over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug in this value, 6, 13, 20. And you notice as I'm typing in the data, it's graphing the points here for me, okay? Where was I? 12 goes to 26, 15 goes to 34, and then 18 goes to 41. Okay, so here are all of my points right there. All right, the next thing is we need to go ahead and plug in this part right here. This is what tells Desmos to do the regression, the process of finding the slope and the y-intercept. So I'm going to go ahead and type this in. I'm going to type y1. I have to put 1 because I want Desmos to read these values here, okay? And this is the symbol we have to use to tell Desmos to do the regression, okay? So it is here, functions, no, not in functions, it's in their ABC, and then right here, this little tilde right here. Or you can find it on your keyboard, it's under the escape button, okay? And I'm going to type M, X, 1, because I want Desmos to read these values here, and then plus B. And there you go. Notice the line is not perfectly going through all of the points, but it is doing a pretty good job, okay? And look, I have the M right here. So actually, let me go ahead and write it like this. So Desmos tells me that my slope is at 2.2, I'll round it up to 9 right here. And then my y-intercept, B, is at negative 0.57. Okay? And so to put it all back together, my equation is y equals 2.29x minus 0.57. This is the line of best fit right here. Okay? So I'll go ahead and write it here actually. So write an equation of the line. So y equals 2.29x minus 0.57. And now we're going to use the graph or use the line to predict the value of y when x is equal to 10. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in 10 for my x here. And then see what the value is. So I'm gonna, there's a couple of different ways I can do this. I can just put x equals 10 and see where, this is x equals 10 and see where it goes through the line right there, or I can manually plug it in. Y equals 2.29, but it's gonna give me an estimate since I rounded off the numbers. So 22, so yep, see, it's the same number. So 22.33, okay? So I'll go ahead and stop this video here, and then we'll practice more about line of best fits in the next videos, okay?